Hey everyone, I'm Carolyn Jones with the Holistic Institute of Wellness, and I'm so excited to be here today with Madison Franklin with Holistic Wellness. Madison is one of our Reiki master teachers and has a thriving practice of Reiki as well, and she has joined me today to share with you all some information about Reiki and some helpful tips. And maybe if you're new to Reiki and don't know exactly what that means, you'll come away with a deeper understanding. And if you're not new to Reiki and you're more of an advanced individual, maybe you'll pick up some helpful tips as well. So Madison, welcome today.
Thank you.
So excited you're here
Happy
with
to
us.
be here.
Yeah. So tell our followers and listeners about Reiki. Maybe share a little bit about your personal journey and how you kind of got to where you are.
Okay.
And then any helpful tips and understanding you could provide.
Okay. So just to start, Reiki was the modality that really brought me home to myself. And I say that because I was probably 22, 23, still had no idea who I was. And I didn't even know that I didn't know who I was.
Didn't know what you didn't know.
I didn't know. Had no idea. So along that journey with Reiki, it's self-discovery for me. It was immediately just like, there's this whole other avenue that I resonate with, and that's really cool. And so then along the way in your journey into Reiki, and then Reiki 1 and 2 and 3, you pick up little nuggets along the way. Some of it will resonate, some of it won't. You just throw out what doesn't resonate, and you just kind of pick up those pieces of yourself along the way. So to me, Reiki truly was a coming home to myself. And that's why I'm so passionate about it, because once I found myself, I was able to live my life and not be a witness to my life. So it starts on the spiritual level. It truly does. It's like something just unlocks up here, and then eventually it kind of comes down into your physical awareness and your physical experience, and you begin to change little things like thoughts about yourself, beliefs about yourself. A huge one, beliefs about money and how to spend it, to save it, where does it go, can I have all of this? Love, you name it. Reiki is like the Swiss Army knife of tools to have in your toolbox. It touches all levels. So beliefs, thoughts, programs, all that stuff. But then, surprise, you start thinking about what you're putting into this vessel that you've cleared out and that you're now a manager of. Okay, so now you start thinking about your food, your water, your environment you surround yourself in, how much you sleep, your sleep cycles, what you wash your face with, what you put on your body. It's truly a self-discovery, and then a total life path from then on out. It's once you're on that Reiki train, you're on that Reiki train for life.
And would you say this has been just kind of a gradual, because I think you took level 1 with Holistic Institute back in 2017, 16?
16.
Okay.
Yes, it was July.
Okay.
16.
Okay. So this has been like a gradual shift for you.
Yeah.
Safe to say?
Yes.
Yeah.
What I have found is, for me anyway, when I did Reiki 1, and I first of all realized that I wasn't fully in my body, wasn't fully, driving this ship.
Yeah.
So then you kind of you work through that stuff. You work through, for me, I had a lot of stuff coming in that was kind of like, I've lived 22 years of my life like this. And then you kind of and then you get back up and you decide how you want to drive this thing. But there are little islands along the way that you're going to stop on and maybe rest for a minute, and that's totally fine. You got to integrate somewhere.
Right.
And then, something will spark up and be like, okay, I'm ready to go forward. I've integrated what I've learned. I'm ready to move forward. And then you just start refining your practice and refining your life.
Yeah. So when you said, Madison, about, I think you made a comment about not being in your body.
Yeah.
Can you expand on that just a little bit, especially for those out there that might not know exactly what that terminology means?
Yeah.
I know we talk about that a lot, but
it's been my life story. Yes.
Get in your body.
Get in there. Okay, so the best example is like, you know how when you're driving somewhere and you start out in your car and you're driving, and then maybe 5 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes goes by and you're at a destination and you're like, how did I get here? I don't remember any of it.
Right.
That's
right.
an example
That's
of
a great
not
example.
being in your body. You're just not, you're not present, you're not aware. And it's almost like something else is making your decisions for you. It's not you, or, consciously you.
Yeah.
That was the biggest, like, slap in the face to me.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's a great description. And as Madison was saying, she talked about the spiritual aspect of it and also the physical aspect, and it also works on the emotional and mental aspects, right?
Yes. I'm laughing because it's a journey. It is, it's truly a journey. And it's funny because once you unlock one door, which would be like, say, the spiritual door, then your physical body, or your emotional body really unlocks. And once that spiritual unlocks, it starts to kind of, come down into your body and work on all those pent-up emotions and programs and stuff like that. Like, fear around money, fear around anything, you name it, any emotion, starts to kind of clear that up like a car wash.
Yeah, that's a great description.
Yeah, it's like the different phases of the car wash,
Right.
First you're going to hit the spiritual car wash.
Right.
Then you're going to go to the mental or the emotional car wash.
Yeah.
And then the mental car wash.
Yeah.
Sometimes you forget something in that emotional car wash. You got to go back.
Didn't get the bumper clean.
We forgot that. They didn't tape down the rear windshield wiper. We got to go all the way back to spiritual.
Right.
And that's okay. That's okay. It happens. So you just have to get through those certain phases, but they all help you move forward to the next car wash, the next cleansing, the next clearing and integrating a little bit easier.
Yeah, and that's so important about it because, we tend to have this amazing ability to hold on to things, right?
Yes.
So a lot of the clearing that Madison's sharing with you all today, that's, I would say that's what you're referring to
Yeah.
as far as just old energy, old emotions, past hurts, grievances, things you've pent in deep inside of you and just haven't been able to release or come out. So the Reiki energy allows all of that to come forward so that you can clear and heal and move forward in your own life so you're not stuck in the past somewhere.
Yeah.
And that's one, I know for me personally, that's been one of the biggest attributes of this beautiful healing modality.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's truly like freedom,
Yes.
which is so huge right
Yes.
now.
Yes.
Freedom just of even your mind,
Yes.
freedom of programming and just, we don't need that anymore. It's fine. We don't need that anymore. We can be, sovereign beings and just have it all. It's
That's
fine.
right.
Just-
And that's great freedom because as we're tapping into this next Independence holiday,
Yes.
right? It's upon us here, and we've got a huge opportunity once again because we have another full moon, right?
Yep.
on
On that day.
fourth, right?
Yeah.
4th or 5th, and also have another eclipse. So we're in for some opportunity for freedom.
Yes. Yes.
Well, that's all great, Madison. So I'm curious, can you explain a little bit about how the process works as far as the actual physical, expectation for those, again, that haven't really ever experienced Reiki and what, like if someone were to come and have a session with you, and not had ever had any energy work, can you kind of talk a little bit about how that process goes?
Yeah. So usually, mostly everyone either knows or has had a massage. So the setting is essentially the same. It's relaxing, very calming. It's a safe place. Total safety. Anything that happens in that room is not going to leave that room because I know we thrive our practices on integrity
Right.
of this beautiful modality and our brothers and sisters that come to see us to be vulnerable, to let go of these things that it's hard to look at. And,
Right.
we hold space and make sure that it is done with integrity and love so that
Absolutely.
you all can, have freedom and live the lives you've meant to live. So what you'll do is we'll come in, there's an option, most people take it to talk and just, even if you don't know where to go with it, just talk. It'll come out. It'll come out. And sometimes you'll surprise yourself about what comes out and you're like, dang, I didn't know that was in there.
Right.
But, just we hold that space so that you're able to just explore your emotions and explore what's going on inside of there. Because normally if you're not in that setting, you're just go, 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 and you don't ever really look at it.
Right.
So certain things will come up and we just talk through them, and, I try to, and you're great about this too, just try to find some sort of like structure or some sort of meaning in it all so that we can like put it all together in a package and make it make sense so that we can, work through it. So once we get through that, and once you feel complete talking and trying to figure out, setting your intention of what you want to even do with Reiki, what you even want it to do for you,
Right.
you'll get on the table, clothing on, you take your shoes off, socks off, whatever, just whatever makes you comfortable. We have a fabulous heating pad on the table, and oh, it's wonderful. It's the best nap you'll ever have. So then we just kind of do our thing. We just tap into the energy, and we'll set the sacred space. We'll hold a protection around you so that even in the session you're safe to release and just let go and walk out of there a shiny diamond.
That's right.
It's funny.
Shiny diamond.
Everybody has that Reiki
Everybody
glow.
wants a shiny diamond.
Yeah, you get the Reiki glow when you wake up and you're like, whoo! We know that's when you've had a really good session, when you've got the Reiki shiny diamond glow.
That's right.
So we'll work on the front side of the body, we'll work on the back side of the body, and we might so here's your body, you just kind of hover over and we work on the energy. We're able to intuitively pick up on messages, intuitively pick up on energy that may be stuck in these certain energy systems in our body. We're even able to pick up on like certain physical symptoms that the energy has manifested. So if you come to us for like medical help or, in conjunction with your Western medicine practice, it works even on that level because it's all energy. So we're able to, it's so universal. It can really work for anyone, for any situation. But the main priority is that you leave relaxed, level, clear, and balanced, and you feel better walking out than you did when you came in. That's the goal.
Yes.
And follow-up is super important too. We want to check on you and make sure you're integrating the session, integrating any messages you received, and taking your salt baths and drinking your water. So there is, there's a friend you gain when you come to see a Reiki practitioner, and you're always led to the one that's for you. So if you have a certain connection with one of the practitioners, go with it, because they're probably perfect for you, because everybody has their own energy.
Right.
So, but Reiki is so universal, and everybody has their own little energy behind it. So pay attention to that too, because you'll probably have a lifelong friend after that.
Yeah, that's a really good point. It's true. I know I have built a relationship I've been doing, I've had a thriving coaching Reiki practice for about a decade now.
Yeah.
And I've built so many wonderful relationships with my clients out there. And like Madison said, creating that sacred space and that container to hold for someone to be able just to truly let go, let down, and just kind of unpack their suitcase, right? It's so important. And one of the things you mentioned, Madison, also, you talked about the energy centers and the fields. You mentioned some of that. So let's talk a little bit about just the chakras.
Okay.
And where those are placed in the body, well, in the energy body, but where they connect into the physical body.
Okay.
And how that, how the Reiki assists in clearing with that. And then also let's weave in some different things that what Reiki actually does assist on. Okay. I know it assists on everything, truly it does, but let's name some specifics as to what those are, what we've seen in our own experience. Okay.
Yeah. So we have 7 main energy centers, or chakras, you may hear. So the first one is actually at your tailbone. That's your root chakra. That's your sense of safety, security, your protection. Moving on up, it's your sacral chakra. It's your second one, just below your belly button. This is your creativity, your zest of life. Moving on up, your solar plexus, your third chakra, is going to be just above your belly button. This is your power center, your respect for yourself, respect for others. And then the most common one that we all know is our beautiful heart chakra. Woo!
One of my favorites.
Yes, this is, love for yourself, love for others, acceptance of love. It's such a beautiful center. It's the bridge. And what I mean by that is it bridges your lower chakras with your higher chakras, and it's your filter for everything. Mm-hmm. So I love this chakra. And then your throat chakra is going to be your fifth chakra. This is your freedom of expression. Are you able to express your ideas, your thoughts, your emotions with ease and with grace? Are you able to hold that for yourself? Brow chakra, most commonly known as your third eye chakra. This is your sense of your vision, your clairvoyance, aids in your meditations. Mm-hmm. But it's also it kind of ties into, I'll get to it, your crown chakra, but your intuition, your innate wisdom, it all comes from here too. And then, as I was mentioning, your crown chakra, your seventh chakra, this is your connection to God, source, creator, whatever you resonate with. That's your connection to your higher center, your higher self, your higher power, knowledge, all of it. So when we do Reiki, we are, working with our palm chakras, and we're connected into that. We've worked very hard to make ourselves a clear channel. We step aside and allow that energy to flow through us so that we can, dedicate that time to you and your energy centers. We're, we work down these chakras, and we work to relieve like stress, tension, heartache, inner child traumas. A lot of people will have tension in their shoulders. It can block their throat chakra. Mm-hmm. It can, we have a little chakra back here at the back of our neck. And even me, I'm doing this 4 years Reiki master teacher, I get what I call crunchy neck. And, you just have to, it's just a constant practice of just moving that stuck energy out so that it can flow down like a waterfall. We are a beautiful waterfall of energy, and sometimes stress and tension and anger and anxiety can get in there and block that flow, and it doesn't flow as nice and clear as it normally could. So that energy, we're trained to pick up on it and what it means for you and in your body, and we can move it out and coach it out so that your waterfall flows like it's supposed to.
Yeah, beautiful description.
Thank you.
I love the waterfall analogy because I often think about that, and I sometimes will compare our energy system to a river.
Yeah.
And how the river will flow, and then we will get, sometimes we'll get boulders, or we'll get old trees just fall into the river.
Fish.
And fish. Everything gets backed up. So the Reiki energy just kind of clears all that out.
Yep.
And it really brings the body into a natural state of balance, homeostasis, gives you back that sense of peace. It's a very deep relaxation technique. And I know many of us, especially during this time, can utilize and benefit from some relaxation. Just a little bit. So, that's all great, Madison. And just to also add that the energy centers do all have specific colors as well. Mm-hmm. And so that also produces the energy fields, the biofields, which is known as the Auric Field. And so you've heard of individuals that can see auras and that can see energy or colors, and that's what they're seeing around individuals. They're seeing their aura, and the aura can produce a myriad of colors. It can produce as a rainbow, depending on how one is feeling. It can produce a green aura if someone is feeling really in their heart chakra that day, or if someone's standing really in their power, then they're their aura might be yellow, or sometimes it's a combination of both, because one of the things, or all three, or all seven, because one of the things to remember is that it's not separate. Nothing is separate. Everything flows together. Everything blends together.
Yeah.
So there's always a myriad of colors.
Yep.
Yeah.
And each chakra, you know, they rely on each other, and there's a lot of what we call bleeding, but it's actually flowing. You know, the energy center that we have, our channel is one channel, and we try to, you know, break it up the best we can to understand where certain energies reside. But, you know, it's not uncommon to have something going on in your third eye that's also connected with your root on the other side of the spectrum, because they all kind of, it's a family. They're a family of energy centers in your body, and it's just one big happy family.
It is.
Sometimes some members aren't in line and you just have to have a talk with them.
That's right.
And then they get back in line.
That's right. That's right. That's awesome. So, and then real quickly, just to touch on, Madison, things that it does benefit. So I know for me personally, I've seen improvement with individuals who have chronic headaches, you know, migraine type stuff, also just that are kind of overridden or maybe overwhelmed with anxiety, stress, you know, high emotionality. What are some things that you see in some of the work that, you know, with your clients, or just general things that you've experienced?
Yeah. I know, like, a lot of people will come to me if they're having, like, a certain situation that they feel totally lost in, and they're just like, I don't even know how to handle this.
Right.
So what we do, we always start with the individual, because, you know, whatever is going on inside of your vessel is what your experience is going to mirror. So we always try to go back and find inside where that anxiety, where that uncertainty, or where that uncleared, not so clear thought structure is coming from. So we always go in and try to find the root cause of it, because, you know, we want this to last when you walk outside the door. We want it to be something like a tool you can take with you outside of here. So I always try to help with, like, stress management. You know, what are some really good ways you can manage your energy if you can't get in to come see me? So it really helps with stress. It helps if you just need to clear your head, or if you're having, especially like a recurring situation in your life come up, where you can find kind of like a theme, you know, how to recognize that and how to work with it instead of being a witness to it or a victim to it.
Yeah, great.
So
That's awesome.
stress, anxiety, and just taking control of your emotions.
Yeah. And it really does. It really does work on everything. I know that is a broad term, but it is so true. Even with the physical body, it's actually helps with the immunity system. And that is because our, what I've always referred to as energetic clutter gets caught in our energy fields, and that really brings down our immunity. So experiencing a Reiki in Reiki session, it clears out that energetic clutter, which allows the energy fields to brighten, and also on a physical level strengthens our immune system.
Yes.
So super important. And as we said at the beginning of this video, it does work on all those 4 levels of spiritual, mental, emotional, and physical. So now, Madison, you're currently taking clients?
I am.
Right.
I am currently taking clients, and my heart and my passion are in children. And I have a 4.5-year-old myself, and just being his mom and, you know, witnessing the energy that these children go through, it's just the same as we go through as well, except for they don't have, like, the processing available to understand, you know, what it might be. So it's my passion to, you know, reach the children and make sure that they are starting at an early age of how to manage their energy field. I really wish I would have known about this when I was 4 years old.
Right, don't we all?
Yes, and school is tough. School is tough. It's hard, you know. It's think about your corporate job. That's how your kid feels.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, I really am building that up.
I'm sorry. Did
No,
I
it's
interrupt
okay. That's okay. That and long distance practicing, this stuff, because it's energy. Time doesn't exist in energy. Physical space doesn't exist in energy. So I'm able, I've been trained wonderfully to tap into the energetics of a person. And, I can feel and see and sense intuitively what's going on within the field. And I can get just as much, if not more, done long distance because there's, it's just a straight tap into the energy. So it works wonderfully too. So if you're out of state, someone that's out of state that would be interested, we are able to do long distance sessions as well. And, for comfort, I like to do Zoom sessions just so we can still have that physical interaction. So we can do it over the phone, all kinds of ways. I want to reach the world.
There you go. That's awesome. So I know you did mention children, but you also work with, I know that you work with young adults and adults in
Yes.
general, right? So really your range is pretty vast because I know you really have your heart is with the kids because you just want to really get to them early.
Yes.
But you also work with teens and young adults and adults.
All age ranges.
All age ranges.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because we all have an inner child, so
We all
technically I still get to work with the kids.
So you're still working with the
Yes.
kids. That's true.
Maybe I should call myself an inner child specialist.
There you go. There you go. I like that.
Yes.
That's awesome. And that's so true. And that's, that's probably another video, Madison, you and I could do at some other time about the inner child and how important it is to take care of our inner child even as adults. So,
Yeah.
well, Madison, it has been lovely having you here today.
It's been awesome. Thank you.
Thank you for coming in, and thanks
Of
for
course.
sharing and just your expertise. And then for anyone that's listening that is interested in Reiki, you can check out our website at holisticinstituteofwellness.com. Madison's information is there on the practitioner page as well. And if you have any questions or want some additional information, I know, Madison, they can reach out to you to get that.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, excellent. Okay, everyone, thank you so much for tuning in today. We so appreciate it, and have a wonderful week ahead.
Thank you.
Be well.